Hey everybody, welcome back. Let me ask you a couple questions. Do you want to get more views and subscribers on your channel? Do you want to get more results for all that work you're putting into your content? If you answered yes to those questions, this is for you because I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. In fact, I'm going to tell you about something really incredible, something that doesn't really happen very often in the marketing world. A brand new, massively powerful marketing engine is emerging that can drive awareness to your brand. It can build your authority and it can drive traffic to your content and your business. And you don't want to ignore it because if you do, you're going to be falling behind. And that thing is this: leveraging ChatGPT and other AI models to promote your work and your business. All right, now I have a pretty interesting story to kick things off. I was recently contacted by a guy from India who shared something that absolutely blew my mind. He told me that just the week before, he'd never heard of me. And he learned about me for the very first time on, wait for it, ChatGPT. And I was like, what? I'd never heard that one before. He told me that one of my videos was recommended to him, not by YouTube, not by Google, but by ChatGPT. He'd been doing research on the best video on, quote, how to increase brand visibility and awareness when you're not a market leader. And voila, one of my videos popped up as the best video on the subject. ChatGPT only recommended one video, and it was mine. Now, I've been around long enough to know how Google search rankings work. I've spent years optimizing my YouTube content for search engines, but this was a whole new ballgame. But you have to understand, AI tools like ChatGPT aren't like Google. They don't rank content in the traditional sense. They curate and recommend based on context, quality, and relevance. Now that conversation got me thinking, how can we, as content creators, make sure that our videos or our content are suggested more often by these AI-driven tools? Okay, let's dive into it. Let's call this the AI recommendation revolution. So here's the deal. AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini and Bard are reshaping how people find information. Instead of scrolling through a list of links, users are asking these tools direct questions. The AI, in turn, curates the most relevant, high-quality information to provide an answer. It's less about ranking, it's actually more about relevance and authority. Now, the tricky part? AI doesn't just pick from one source. It draws from text-based content, from metadata, video transcriptions, and even user sentiment around a piece of content. So while Google SEO is still crucial, it's now only one piece of that puzzle when it comes to getting noticed and recommended by AI. Now, why do AI recommendations even matter for creatives? Okay, here's the thing. Visibility is everything. The more platforms that recommend your content, the bigger your audience gets. It's that simple. And if you're like me and you're focusing on educational, value-driven content, AI tools are a huge opportunity. Why? Because they're geared towards helping other people solve their problems. It answers their questions, which is exactly what most of us are trying to do in our videos and in our content. So if ChatGPT or other AI recommends your videos or your content, it's a huge boost in your credibility. It's like an authority figure saying, hey, this is worth watching or this is worth reading. And lots of times it isn't recommending pages or lists of content. It's recommending maybe one or two, which dramatically cuts down on your competition. So now let's talk about how AI decides what to recommend. Here's what influences an AI tool's recommendations. Number one, content relevance. Does your video or your content directly address the question that was being asked? Because AI prioritizes content that matches user intent exactly. Number two, quality and authority. High production value, accurate information, and expert level knowledge make your content more trustworthy. It's as simple as that. Number three, metadata and transcripts. AI tools scrape metadata. They scrape titles and descriptions and tags and transcripts to understand your content better. So you've got to prioritize making sure those things are attached to your content. Number four, engagement metrics. While AI doesn't directly read YouTube analytics, it does consider signals like user satisfaction and how often people refer to your content or whether they share it. Number five, cross-platform presence. If your name or your content shows up consistently across blogs and articles and other media, it increases your perceived authority to AI. So basically, backlinks still matter, maybe more than ever. Okay, now that we know how it works, let's talk about how to optimize for it. Step number 1, focus on high quality evergreen content. First off, let's talk about your content itself. AI tools love evergreen content, the kind of stuff that stays relevant over a long period of time. For example, a video, How to Build a Personal Brand, may age better than Branding Trends for 2023. Now, in my videos, I often use a year in the title. That can help with immediate views and transactions on a platform because it's topical and it's relevant for the time period. But the sacrifice is that AI doesn't necessarily consider that information relevant in the long term. So we might want to rethink putting years in the titles of our content and instead take a more long game approach. And I know I'm thinking a lot about that. You want to focus on topics that your audience will find valuable years down the road. You want to make sure your videos or your content is really rich in insights and actionable steps and clear takeaways, because AI tools prioritize content that solves problems and answers questions clearly and concisely. Now, step number 2, optimize metadata and descriptions. This might seem like basic YouTube advice, but it's even more critical when you're aiming for AI-driven recommendations. You want to look at titles. You want to use descriptive, keyword-rich titles that mirror how users are going to phrase their question. For example, how to increase brand visibility when you're not a market leader, like the example that the guy from India was searching for when I came up in ChatGPT. You want to look at descriptions. Write detailed descriptions that summarize the video's key points, including keywords that naturally fit into the description. You don't want to do keyword stuffing. Now let's talk about tags. Don't underestimate tags. Use phrases that relate directly to the title of your content, as well as the actual phrases and words that you use in the content itself. Step number 3, leverage transcripts and captions. Here's a pro tip. AI tools rely heavily on the text that they can read. By uploading transcripts or enabling captions, you're giving AI more context to work with. Tools like TubeBuddy's automatic captions are a start, but cleaning up those captions for accuracy will really help, or even better, upload your own. Also, include the transcript in your video description or on your website. It's an easy way to make your content more accessible to both viewers and also to the AI bots. Step number 4, publish complementary text-based content. AI tools often pull from text-based sources like blogs and articles and forums, and if your videos are backed by really well-written articles or blog posts, then they're more likely to be surfaced. For example, if your video is about building brand visibility, write a blog post that summarizes the key points and links back to the video. Cross-promotion between platforms boosts your overall authority in the eyes of AI. Now, step number 5 is build cross-platform authority. Speaking of authority, you need to show up consistently across platforms. When AI sees your name pop up in blogs and podcasts and social media and video content, it recognizes you as a trusted source. If you're a guest on a podcast, ask the host to link to your video in the show notes, or share your videos on LinkedIn or in industry-specific forums. Or you can even use your videos in responses to relevant questions on platforms like Quora or Reddit. Step number 6, optimize for user intent. AI tools prioritize content that aligns with user intent. So, think about the questions your audience is asking. For example, what challenges are they facing? What are they typing into search engines or asking AI tools? If you can anticipate these questions and answer them in your videos or in your content, you're already ahead of the game. Step number 7, use AI tools to reverse engineer search intent. Here's a hack. Use ChatGPT or other tools to figure out what questions people are going to be asking in your niche. For example, I might ask, what are the top questions that people have about brand awareness? And see what comes up. Then create videos that address those specific questions. And also answer the public. That website is also a great tool for doing this too. Step number 8, keep engagement metrics high. While AI tools don't read your YouTube analytics directly, they do consider factors like user satisfaction. Videos that keep users and viewers engaged with high watch time, with likes and with shares are much more likely to be recommended. You want to focus on strong hooks at the beginning of your videos, Focus on clear, concise messaging and calls to action that encourage likes, comments, and shares. All right, let's do a quick review. AI tools like ChatGPT are changing the way content gets discovered, and we, as content creators, need to adapt. We want to focus on quality and relevance and authority, and don't forget to optimize those transcripts and your metadata. So I hope this breakdown was really helpful, and if it was, make sure to hit that subscribe button and bang that notifications bell so you can get alerted when I post something new or when I do a live stream. And you might want to share this video with someone who's looking to grow their reach in the AI area. And I'm also really curious, what's the one strategy in this video that I mentioned that you're going to try in your content to get noticed on AI? And until next time, stay creative, and I'll see you in the next one.